What if I told you that being in a happy, loving relationship is not enough to protect you from being cheated on? It sounds completely wrong, doesn't it? We've always been told that people only cheat when the relationship is broken, the love is dead, or the marriage is toxic. But modern relationship psychology shows a brutal truth that most people are terrified to admit. Thousands of people cheat every single day on partners they deeply love, respect, and want to stay with. They aren't looking to break up, they aren't miserable at home, and their sex lives are completely fine. Yet they still make the choice to risk everything they built. Why? What pushes a person who has a great partner to cross the line? In this video, we are stripping away the myths and uncovering the hidden psychological triggers, digital traps, and silent boundary erosions that cause infidelity in happy relationships. If you want to protect your relationship or understand the true psychology behind modern betrayal, you need to hear this. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are addressing one of the most painful, confusing, and misunderstood topics in modern relationships: why people cheat, even when they are completely happy with their partners. For decades, society taught us a very simple narrative about infidelity. We were told that if someone cheats, it means something was broken. We assumed the relationship was toxic, the intimacy was dead, or the connection had faded. We blamed the marriage, we blamed the partner, or we assumed the relationship was simply doomed from the start. But modern relationship psychology shows us a completely different reality. Therapists, counselors, and researchers continuously encounter individuals who deeply love their partners, enjoy active sex lives, share strong family bonds, and yet still stray. This creates a massive psychological paradox. If the relationship is genuinely good, why would someone risk destroying everything they built? To understand this, we have to dismantle the myth that infidelity is always about the relationship. Most of the time, cheating in a healthy relationship is not about rejecting the partner. It is about a deeply personal struggle within the person who strays. The first major reason is what psychologists call the pursuit of a new identity. When people enter long-term, stable relationships, they settle into specific roles. They become responsible partners, dutiful parents, reliable providers, or steady caretakers. While these roles bring security and peace, they can also cause a subtle loss of self over time. When someone in a happy relationship cheats, they are often not looking for a new partner. They are looking for a new version of themselves. The affair allows them to step outside of their daily responsibilities and feel like a completely different person. Someone unburdened, adventurous, or desired in a fresh context. They are not running away from their spouse. They are running away from the person they have become within their daily routine. The second core driver is the human crave for novelty versus security. Esther Perel, a world-renowned relationship expert, famously highlighted that human beings have two fundamental emotional needs that constantly pull against each other. On one hand, we crave safety, predictability, familiarity, and emotional security. On the other hand, we crave mystery, excitement, adventure, and the unknown. A healthy, long-term relationship excels at providing safety and predictability. However, predictability can slowly erode excitement. Even in the happiest couples, the mystery naturally wears off as partners get to know each other inside and out. When someone cheats in a happy relationship, they are often chasing that intoxicating high of novelty, the rush of dopamine that comes from a new glance, a secret text message, or the unknown potential of a new person. It is a chemical high that long-term stability simply cannot produce in the same way. The third crucial factor is unresolved personal issues and low self-esteem. We often assume that confident, attractive people cheat out of arrogance, but frequently, the opposite is true. Cheating can be a desperate coping mechanism for deep-seated insecurity, aging anxiety, or unspoken personal dissatisfaction. As people grow older, they confront life transitions, career plateaus, physical changes, or the realization that youth is slipping away. Even if their current partner reassures them and loves them unconditionally, validation from a long-term partner can lose its weight over time because it feels expected. Validation from a stranger or a new acquaintance, however, feels earned and thrilling. It acts as an external ego boost that momentarily numbs their internal insecurity or fear of aging. They use the affair as a mirror to feel attractive, alive, and validated once again. Understanding these psychological dynamics does not mean excusing or justifying the betrayal. Infidelity causes immense trauma, breaks trust, and wrecks emotional stability. However, looking at cheating through a realistic psychological lens helps us move past simplistic explanations. It proves that a happy relationship is not automatically immune to infidelity if the individuals within it stop managing their own internal desires, identities, and vulnerabilities. Welcome to part 2 of our deep dive into why people cheat, even when they are in happy, healthy relationships. In the first part, we explored the inner psychology of the individual, their search for identity, novelty, and self-validation. Now we are going to look at the exact mechanisms and environments that turn subtle desires into actual physical or emotional affairs. One of the biggest misconceptions about infidelity is that it always starts with a deliberate intention to cheat. People often assume that someone wakes up one morning and decides to go look for an affair. In reality, especially in happy relationships, cheating almost never begins with a conscious decision to destroy a marriage or partnership. It begins with the slow, subtle erosion of personal boundaries. The first step on this path is what relationship experts call the slippery slope of micro-cheating. Micro-cheating refers to small, seemingly innocent actions that cross the line of emotional fidelity without immediately leading to physical contact. It starts with sharing a private joke with a coworker, hiding a text conversation, or seeking out emotional validation from someone outside the relationship when you feel stressed or lonely. In a happy relationship, a person might tell themselves, "I love my partner, so having a friendly chat with someone else isn't hurting anyone." They justify small indiscretions because they feel secure in their love for their primary partner. However, each small, unaddressed boundary violation lowers their internal resistance to crossing the next line. What starts as friendly workplace banter gradually turns into late-night texting, private emotional disclosures, and eventually, hidden emotional intimacy. This brings us to the modern multiplier of infidelity: digital accessibility and social media. Technology has made cheating faster, easier, and more accessible than at any other point in human history. In the past, to have an affair, a person had to physically cross paths with someone, make explicit arrangements, and take high-risk physical steps. Today, an entire secret relationship can exist completely inside a smartphone. Social media platforms, messaging apps, and encrypted channels create a low-risk, high-reward environment for emotional micro-connections. Old flame connections on Facebook, direct messages on Instagram, or secret chats on WhatsApp allow people to maintain secret lives right in front of their partners. Digital communication creates a false sense of privacy and safety. Because it happens behind a screen, people rationalize their behavior, convincing themselves that it's not real cheating, as long as physical contact hasn't occurred. Yet, these digital interactions flood the brain with dopamine, creating an addictive loop that pulls emotional energy away from the actual partner. The third major factor in happy relationships is unmanaged opportunity and proximity. Even the most committed person can fall into an affair if they are constantly exposed to high-opportunity environments without strict boundaries. This frequently happens in professional settings, business trips, or close-knit social groups where people spend extended periods together under stress or excitement. When two people share long working hours, tackle challenges together, and celebrate professional wins, a natural camaraderie develops. If boundaries are not explicitly maintained, that professional camaraderie can shift into emotional intimacy. When emotional intimacy combines with physical proximity and alcohol or travel, the threshold for making an impulsive mistake drops dramatically. The person isn't looking to leave their partner, but in a moment of altered judgment or lowered defense, the opportunity takes over. The fourth element is cognitive dissonance and justification. When someone in a happy relationship begins crossing lines, their actions conflict directly with their self-image as a good person and a loyal partner. To resolve this uncomfortable internal conflict, their brain begins to invent rationalizations. They tell themselves that their partner doesn't appreciate them enough, that they deserve a little excitement, or that they are doing so much for their family that they earned a private escape. This mental reframing allows them to stay in a happy home life while simultaneously indulging in a secret connection without feeling immediate guilt. Understanding these mechanics makes one thing painfully clear: love and happiness alone are not armor against infidelity. Without strong personal boundaries, digital awareness, and conscious effort, small compromises can quietly escalate into deep betrayals. Welcome to the third and final part of our series on why people cheat in happy relationships and what we can do about it. In parts 1 and 2, we unpack the hidden psychological triggers, boundary erosions, and digital traps that lead to infidelity. Now we must address the most critical question: how do we prevent this from happening? And can a relationship truly recover if trust is broken? First, we need to talk about modern prevention, starting with affair-proofing your relationship. Many couples believe that as long as they love each other, their relationship is automatically safe. However, as we have seen, love is an emotion, but fidelity is a conscious daily discipline. The most effective way to protect a happy relationship is to cultivate high transparency and establish explicit digital boundaries. This means having honest, open conversations about what constitutes crossing the line long before a situation arises. Couples must define their boundaries together, whether it involves private messaging, workplace relationships, or sharing personal emotional struggles with outsiders. When both partners agree on what respect and transparency look like in practice, it removes the gray areas where micro-cheating usually thrives. The second preventative strategy is actively nurturing novelty within the partnership. Earlier, we learned that people often cheat not to leave their partner, but to escape routine and experience mystery. To counteract this, couples must intentionally bring adventure, curiosity, and fresh experiences back into their own connection. This requires breaking away from predictable domestic routines and trying new activities, traveling to unfamiliar places, or engaging in deep, unscripted conversations. Instead of seeking a new person to feel alive, partners must learn to discover new sides of the person they are already with. When you continuously reinvest in excitement inside the relationship, the temptation to seek it outside drops dramatically. The third element is building emotional safety and radical honesty. In many happy relationships, people hide their private insecurities, fears of aging, or unspoken desires because they do not want to disturb the peace. They put on a mask of being the perfect partner, which creates a subtle emotional distance over time. To prevent an affair, a relationship must be a safe space where both individuals can express their real, unfiltered selves without fear of judgment. If a partner feels validated, heard, and accepted for who they truly are at home, they have far less incentive to seek external validation from a stranger. Now let us turn to the difficult reality of recovery. What happens if betrayal has already occurred? For a long time, the common consensus was that infidelity automatically signals the end of a relationship. While ending the relationship is a completely valid choice for many, modern psychology shows that some couples can survive an affair and even rebuild a stronger connection than before. However, healing requires immense effort and cannot be rushed. The first non-negotiable step for recovery is total accountability and absolute transparency from the partner who cheated. The betraying partner must end all contact with the third party, answer tough questions honestly, and willingly offer full openness to rebuild broken trust. Defensiveness, minimizing the mistake, or blaming the victim will completely destroy any chance of reconciliation. The second step is acknowledging the deep trauma experienced by the betrayed partner. Betrayal shatters a person's sense of reality, self-esteem, and emotional stability. Healing requires time, professional therapy, and consistent long-term reassurance to rebuild a feeling of safety. The third step in recovery is rebuilding the relationship from scratch. As Esther Perel eloquently states, after an affair, your first relationship is over. The question is, do you want to build a second relationship together? Couples who successfully navigate an affair do not simply patch up the old dynamic. They use the crisis as a catalyst to tear down old, unhealthy patterns and construct a brand new foundation based on radical transparency, renewed passion, and realistic expectations. In conclusion, infidelity in a happy relationship is a complex human vulnerability, but it is not inevitable. By understanding the psychology behind it, setting clear boundaries, continuously bringing novelty into your bond, and practicing radical honesty, you can protect your connection. A strong, lasting relationship is not built on the assumption that nothing will ever go wrong. It is built on the daily commitment to choose each other, over and over again. Thank you for watching this series. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.